Just imagine Hello Kitty went on a friendly beatdown spree to revenge their owner. Well, actually, they are their owner because their soul is put into the body of their toy bunny by this evil organization. Yeah, this is a wild premise, but that's what makes it cool. So you just kind of roll with it for now. But let's get started. This is Combat Overview. In these series of videos I go over just that, the combat. To be a visual manual and to give a more in-depth look into what a game has to offer. Because too many reviews gloss over gameplay, calling it a button masher, or giving it the blanket statement, just like DMC. On Y, we'll slash with our bunny blade, doing a 4-hit combo that'll loop back into itself. No heavy attacks, but instead X will use our side weapon. And chaining from our blade into that second weapon won't make unique enders, and it isn't as smooth as I would like it to be. So you're going to mostly use that second weapon from neutral, in my experience. Yeah, we get to have a few picks or offhand, and they all have their different attack speed and range, and each deal with specific enemy types and have their own skills. So with the D-pad, we can swap between which one is equipped. Starting with the hammer. It's obviously going to be the slowest, but packs the biggest punch with this 2-hit combo. If you see shielded enemies, pull this out to break their cover. Throwing knives. Super low damage, but that long range is where it comes through. And yep, if you see any flying enemies, no doubt this is your answer to bring them down. We got these boomerangs that are really good for multi-hits and general crowd control to stack up easy damage, especially since they're fast and linger, which means you can attack with your bunny blade while they're out. Speaking of which, we can actually equip that main blade as our secondary weapon, so we can use its unique attacks. Pull them off, hold R, and press Y to do a launcher, letting you start your air combo. R and X would do this 360 swing to get enemies off you. Jumping and pressing Y would do basic air swipes, but X would do the weapon's unique air attack. And each weapon has their own follow-ups like I mentioned before. Hammer's air attack will slam down like a helm splitter, which is a great move to combo into after that launcher. The boomerang can be tossed around to ping pong between enemies, and the throwing knives jump attack will have you instant transmission to the furthest enemy. Of course they have more, but it's just a quick one down what they have. Now these abilities do run on a cooldown. Using that blade's get off me move for example, you'll see the icon start to fill up. And while this is happening, you can't use any of those weapons' other skills. These cooldowns aren't crazy long or anything like that. It's just long enough to incentivize you to swap your weapons and mix up the skills you use. For our defenses, press A to dodge. We don't have a block, but we can perfect dodge. But yeah, if you time it right when you see an enemy's attack shown by this red glint, you'll phase through him and can follow up with a counter attack with Y, which will automatically launch him up, and then you can do basic air attacks, then hot swap to your second weapon for their specific air attack, depending on the situation. And yeah, this dodge does cancel out of our attacks, so you can perfect dodge whenever needed. Also, our dodge is good to shorten knockback and tech falls. On our HUD, we got our health, and this blue meter underneath it is our devil trigger, which is called Rampage. Pressing ZL will pop it, and it'll slowly empty, but will increase your attack damage while it's running. This blue flame on the left is something very special because not only do we have a DT, we also have glory kills. Weaken an enemy, and this prompt will appear over him. Press ZR to execute him, and if you have a full blue flame, you will regain health and be invulnerable. You can still execute enemies even though it's empty, it's just you won't get health back. Let it charge up on its own and you'll be good to go again to get the health back. And these numbers on the top right are basically our XP to spend. In between missions we can snag permanent upgrades like increased max HP, raise your base damage, extend DT duration, and so on. You can even upgrade each weapon, raising the damage of both their basic attacks and their specific skills. You can buy those skills for each weapon, opening them up, and can upgrade them to do even more damage and lower their cooldowns. Now the one complaint I heard a lot were the enemies being overly aggressive and no real way to deal with them. I'm gonna call them out right now to defend the game because within the first minute of starting it, you learn about the perfect dodge, which they never really seem to mention. And like I said earlier, with the weapon's abilities to crowd control, the launcher, and execution system to heal yourself, and our devil trigger that'll push away enemies on activation, there are tools to handle the pressure, but I guess they somehow missed all of that. But yeah, now that I got that on my chest, that's Bloody Bunny. This game is pretty awesome, honestly. They actually know what we like, well, what I like anyways, because once you beat the game, you unlock stage select and an endless mode. And we even got our own virtual rival fight at the end. Plus for a $10 Switch exclusive indie action game, you can't do better than this. Again, it has everything you need from perfect dodges, multiple weapons, which we can hot swap, solid leveling up system, mission ratings, recreates its source very unique art style, and even the glory kills. It's solid fun for a weekend session at the very least. And if anyone says it's worse than that, then they were probably playing it wrong. So when you can, definitely give it a shot.